Yes, we are live now.
Hi everyone, welcome to yet another meetup by Azure Developer Community. As you all already know, we are a very strong community which is growing rapidly, and you all can join us and learn more about various tech stacks on Azure. You can also become an organizer or register with us as a speaker. We welcome everyone from all walks of life, and there are these are the benefits of joining us. You can upskill, you'll get various developers to network with, which will eventually help you in your career, and also you'll learn a lot of things along the way. We are already a very strong community of 8,000 members with a reach of 100 plus cities, and this is the website you can visit and get to know more about us. We have plenty of talks lined up, and we have a theme every month. You can, based on your interest, look up for those events and join us. Today's topic is custom vision with Azure, and today's speaker is Vishwas Narayan. He is a final year student, and he has just finished his final semester exams, and he is very enthusiastic about tech and everything about Azure. So let's hear from him what he has to say about custom vision. Over to you, Vishwas.
Thank you, Poonam. Thank you so much. I think my screen is shared. Yes, so this is what your custom vision accuracy looks like because it's trained over a course of time, and I've already done two projects, and I think this is the one which actually gives you the model and the things like that. I think, wait, I'll show you the notebook which we will be working on today. And yeah, everything is still the same. So there is always a graph definition which always goes in. There is always a TensorFlow model which will always be trained. So this is what it is. So you can't go away from this TensorFlow learning and everything, because every time what you are doing is something which is like a compact version of what your training process was, but this is a prediction process where you're getting an access to an entire infrastructure. Okay, this is what it is, and okay, what we can do is we can add a file path, and probably we can try about getting what the predictions are and things like that. So just a quick note, like wait, update orientation exif tags. Ah, yeah, this is already common, but let's just go on with building this entire project from scratch. So there are two ways in which your Azure custom vision can be built. Custom vision, so when you think of custom vision, so a lot of things pop up, like there's a code way, like you have your training parameters and you have that prediction, but that takes a little longer time because it's on your system, on the system which is getting loaded up to the server of Azure, and it's training it, giving you the model and things like that. So of course it's going to take time. So what you can do is I can do one thing, it's in Google. So Azure customization, some symbol, we'll just take it off and we'll just put this thing so that you know there is nothing to worry about in the future. So let's try. So I'm just trying it, that's it. So the worst part about this is we didn't take up this one. So let's just try with an HTTPS tag. Probably this might work, or else there are hundreds of ways in which, this is going too bad, man. Or else, like, let's just do it from the scratch. Don't worry. So you go to the customvision.ai projects. So better thing, just download, just go to this entire site. You will get to know what is going to be happening in this world of custom vision that we are talking, and this is the URL that we are talking about. So right now this URL is going to be your best friend from now on, because it's the best way that you can really build anything. So as soon as you click on this new project, this is the default window that comes up, or else you can create your new. What we'll do is we'll start with the Vishwas new demo 1 2 3. because I don't know how many times I have done this. Let's just give a description. Hi, this is my first project. Fine. And now you want a resource to be created because you don't want the resources to be added every time. Okay. So which was demo 1, 2, 3, 4 custom vision. So now you can choose this pay as you go subscription, or else there is a free tier model which is absolutely free. Go there, get the models. Or else I choose the resource group, or else you can create your own resource groups like this. I would say have a resource group prior so that all your custom vision, cognitive services, demo, or everything comes and sits there. And you can delete it afterwards. So F naught is not available, so S naught is available for me as a free tier, as an pricing tire, and it's getting created. Simple step, it will get created soon. So I'll be very frank with you, new resources created is like the virtual folder created for your project, and it's going to be awesome. And I'll be showing you two ones, which is like the compact version of it, where you'll be having the X1 and things like that. Vision AI Dev Kit is another webinar topic itself, so don't worry about that. We'll not touch that. So object detection is where you will be sitting here and saying, hey, this is what my object detection model has to be. There has to be a bounding box and things like that. So let me just put this object detection using models. Leave that. There are some bounding boxes or else some sort of an application which is there. So you can think of YOLO, or else there is something called as Labs. Wait, Lab. Open Lab. This is also a cool way of understanding what is your computer vision and the things like that. So you guys can see here there are hundreds of projects which have been built, and there are a lot of papers which have been written and things like that. So you guys can go there, and I think I'll share you one slides where you guys can get to know. Okay, this is what custom vision is all about. So right now, let me just share you that screen. That's that entire slides itself. So this is what your custom vision is. It's just an brief intro about it, so you guys can check it out. But a very simple intro about the cognitive services, computer vision, and the things like that. So wait, let me just share you the link. So it will be in a view, so don't worry about that. It's taking me time because I already have a hefty project which is running. So yeah, my computer has got a little slow today. So everybody of you will be viewing it as a viewer. And if you go to the slide, in all the speaker notes there, in the speaker notes that I have put in here, right? So in the speaker notes, there are some papers on the security aspects. There are some papers on saying, hey, this is what you're built for machine learning and the things like that. So all in the speaker notes, there are papers added, latest papers, and one of the best papers that I could reach out to and get some knowledge upon. So that's what I did. And let's just do one thing, if this should come as an HTTP file, so it doesn't matter now. OS error, there is an invalid. All right, no, since this is an OS path, fine. I got confused because I have been doing another project which uses the same thing. So let's just do it afterwards. Fine. So you go to a new project, create the new resources. You have the classification. You have the multi-class or multi-label course image. But I would say a multi-class would be better. So let's just do general A2 where you don't have an prediction model exported. You'll not get the PB file like this. Let's say, where is this folder all about? You'll not get the PB files, you'll not get any of these. So if you can go, I have already installed a Netron. Netron is a file system which actually gives you an access to what's there inside the model, what is being trained, the things like that. So this is also an Onyx way of saying, okay, this is what your TensorFlow model is all about. So I'll show you what this Netron can do. I know this is a quick intro. Sorry for that. I think I'm not sharing my entire screen, so I'll share my entire screen now. Share screen. Where are you? Share my entire screen. So Netron takes time for loading because it has to analyze all the models and things like that. So let it boot up. Let's just go for what it is and things like that. So general done. What we do is we are creating a project. We have already trained some models, so leave that part. So this is a dummy project which has no images and things like that. So what you can do is there is a tab here. You can go click on the add image, and you can add as many images as you want. Oh, I didn't add the image. Sorry for that, folks. I didn't add the tag actually. No worries, you can go back and I'll show you even that part also. You can add poster, some poster, let it be anything. So posters can be added, so flyers and things like that. So 8 images, 2 uploaded successfully, done. Oh, there are untagged images. So what you can do is you can go here, check out. Okay, this is what your untagged looks. Tag them as posters. No worries. Let's let it also sit down as posters itself. Like it will not be an overhead for the model, but let's see how it is. So when you do quick train, it doesn't give any sort of sense because this is just going to be one class of images. So what we have to do is we need another class of image. You can say, okay, there's Splunk here, Dynatrace, Terraform, Postman, Chococo, Jenkins, Sonar Cube. Yeah, there are some tools, right? What I'll do is I'll name it as tools. So it will get uploaded. What it has to do is simple as that. So I upload any of the images like this, so it has to come up and say, hey, this looks like a kind of a poster, this looks like a kind of an software which is thinking like that. It comes up. So what you have to do is you guys can go and train here. So if you go for the advanced training, so there is going to be a budget which says, hey, the you can train for 24 hours using the different data sets, or it takes 1 hour to train. It's not that feasible. Go for a quick train. Model will always be built for sure. And I think there is an iteration of project which is going on. So this is the project which will be training on right now, and this will take some time. So let's just go ahead and figure out some way where I can get some images. So, yes, it's here. uh, Let me just remove my share screen. Stop share screen. Add share screen where I always give access to one window. So this is the custom vision. So let it be there. So you guys can be seeing, okay, this is training now. And let's just do with the image file. So of course the way in which we access the files also differ here. So let's just go, let me just grab an image. Let me just grab a random image. All right. I'll copy it as a path. Shift, right click, copy it as path. Where is this? Copy as path. This is go here, image file. I think this is going to give an error because codecs are here. So Name error. Okay. Let's see. Python. I think there is an installation of OpenCV Python which is required. I didn't do that actually. So you guys can go here, check out. Okay, this is what your Azure custom vision does to your models and things like that. So I think that's what is so requirement already satisfied, but image file. All right. So yeah, I think it's taking a lot of time for the PB model to come up and say, hey, this is what it is. So let's just go on with this demo only. So it takes time because it takes a lot of time to train a model on your system. So let's not worry about it. It has to come up for us. Well, so let's just do with the other project. So it's the similar way. I took the G2 version where there is no imports coming up, where there is no import model coming up. When you go for the performance tab, you can get to know, hey, this is what you're trained for your model for, right? And it will not show up. And it will say, hey, it's not available. So go back to your console, get the things up and running. So if you go to the performance, see the performance history, every time you train a new iteration is created, so you can quickly track your model over the time. So prediction, everything. So training images were being added, and if I start training it, it's going to train, but it's not going to train because I've already kept one training model there. So let's just go for this any of the project which has been created, and let me just show you what this custom vision is all about. I think this would be better because, but there is a training which is happening there already. So if you guys can see here, there's precision, recall, and approximate values. But let me just say, what is this precision all about? Precision in machine learning. So it's basically a parameter which says, okay, this is what your machine learning model, a PB file or an Onyx file is capable of getting back any of the things. Like it can say, hey, this is what your learning model can predict now. And you're not supposed to be judging it because it can't, but as long as the test and the train has happened, this is what they can do. And the same way that I trained using the general, but it didn't train as much these because you're not allowing it to export it, and there's custom tab which is always popping up saying that this is what you require for training the model, testing it, and the things like that. I think probably by now it has trained, and you can't export the model as it is, and you guys can go for this quick test. And if you can browse a file and can add it, because I didn't add it. So let's just see what was the prediction which was coming up. So tag says it's a tool and it's a poster. So since it was a tool which says, hey, it has symbol and it has some text, it has identified as it's a tool. And moreover, it was almost a poster because poster also had some symbol and some text, right? So it has oriented more towards like it's a tool. So this is how your precision model comes into the picture and says, hey, this is what you're supposed to be doing in your prediction model and things like that. And let's just go and do one more where you are actually allowing your model to download the file and the things like that. So download file description. Hi everyone. So there is always a resource group which is like, okay, which is there, so let's not do it. Let's just use the same thing and compact S1 and C. Now as soon as I do all these, it doesn't pop up, right? As soon as I do this, there is an there is an always a compact version of Onyx Core ML or Onyx or TensorFlow model which is coming up. So let's just create that project and let's just train some more images like this itself. So even if we do that, there is going to be an custom vision model which is going to be coming up. So if you want some more slides, right? I think I've done this deep learning crash course thing and things like that. So you guys can check that out. Where is the deep learning crash course? Wait, I think I've allowed it to view. I think I've not allowed anybody to edit it. It's a view option, so you guys can have this. Like everything is in in a layman's term, like anybody can understand it, and anybody can start understanding. Okay, this is what your model is, and the things like that. So right now, when you think of some things like what happened, man? All right. So I think my share screen is happening perfect. So there's no images. So what I do is I add some images. Let's say there are some books. All right. E-litmus is a test, but not book. This is a book, and this is almost a book. But wait, can't add a GIF file. It's a nonsense thing if you add it because it's not an appreciable format that you can see, right? So any books here? Any books here? Books, books, books. I need some books. Perfect. Harvard Business Review. All right. Oh my God, that PB file is so heavy, man. I think. Wait, let's just not do it in such a way that it's going to lose its efficiency. I don't want it to lose it like that. So it's a pretty hefty model, which is saying, hey, there is a classification having happening and things like that. So I think probably because I have a lot of workloads coming up. So yeah, and every time, please do remember you need to add at least of 5 images in order to survive as a deep learning model being trained because there are some other images where they start adding it and they'll say hey this is what it is and things like that. So control hold, click on those things which pop up here and add some tags. It's like books. Done. It's been tagged and it's been removed from the untagged part. And if you want you can add some people like oh, great people. Yeah, all right, able man and Hitman. Perfect. There is 6 but that doesn't matter. But let's just try with this, whatever this model is all about, and the things like that. So let's train this. Quick train is better. So I think there's a training which is happening already. No, but why didn't it train? Right, I need to add them as people. So yeah, oh, I got that. I got that. You know why? Since there was no training happening, because there was only one class of image, and what will the training do with it? So it's been training now. So let's not touch it, or else let's just play around with the other model which we had, right? So let's just go to this download files and things like that. I think this was actually being trained, right? So there should be a quick test. Let's just add that URL. Let's just click on it. So there is an one, and it's saying okay. Since there was an kind of a bounding box and things like that, so it got confused and it's saying okay, this looks like a kind of a poster, but it also looks to me like a kind of an tool. So it always, there is a trade-off in this machine learning model. So more you start training it, more you get that advancements and thing. I think probably we can try with any other things, but yeah, I think this is perfect. This works perfect and things like that. So think if this gets trained faster, I can show you how to export the model and things like that. So that even when you run it on the code which has been given here, it doesn't make a flashy comment saying that hey, this is not working, and with red text and things like that. So yeah, wait, let's see how much is the training happening here. It's training. It takes a lot of time, but precision and accuracy in machine learning is something which is cool. It says, okay, measurement needs to remember which model is the best to identify what is it, and probability thresholds are something which is cool. The probability threshold is converting a probability or scoring of the class on the labels, in which like you are just training your model in such a way that hey, I always want my accuracy of the model of the predictions to be more than 70% at any given cost of time, and extract as many variables as you can from the trained parameters. So now this is what your probability threshold is all about, and it says hey, model just come up and extract as many models. So what we actually want is we want to train as quick as possible. So 50% is something which is nominal for every person to understand, oh, okay, this is how much training has to happen. If you extend it, training will happen even longer, and it's not going to be feasible also, because this is a kind of a system which can go wrong. So wait, let me just do an wget. So I think it's going to take a lot of time for training, because most of the time when you think of these kinds of data sets or something, it's going to take a lot of time. So yeah, we have to wait. There's no go for it. Of course, you should be knowing this is a famous pick, which is most of the remove BG things come up. All right, there is already a precision which is already been taken as 100%, and it's going to recall and say, hey, this also has this much amount of accuracy and things like that, and you can export the model for core ml. This for the iOS. Onyx is actually a very cool stuff, and if you can download it as an Windows, that would be fine. So it's a Docker file which says, hey, this is the amount of download that is required, and I'll also show how to download it as an TensorFlow file. I think this is going to be in the zip, and let's just do docker run, docker pip, and things like that. So dockerized file is already there. So there is TF Lite version, float 16 version, TensorFlow JS version, and saved models will obviously come as Onyx, but I would say TensorFlow is the better way to get these predictions done and things like that. And perfect. It's downloaded almost, I think so. See if it comes up. And there is download.png. Let's see if there's this. Ooh, code error. So there's a codec error. I don't know why, but this has to never pop up this, but don't know, man. I don't know why this Unicode errors always pops up. You guys can download the same model, the same thing here also. So let's just see what is this happening. So this is the one which says, hey, this is what your custom vision model is. And you can export it as any format, and you can start using OpenVINO is something which is always there. So I think custom vision as you customer stories. Custom vision is here. Customer stories. Like, let's see. Probably there will be one, or else there is cognitive services. So pretty much there are a lot of other case studies which can come up. So yeah, you guys can check out what is happening in this customer stories here. I think that's it, folks, from my side. So it's just a quick intro for all your custom vision and the things like that. So basically, it's where you always say, okay, you have custom vision model which can be trained. So how can you do it? So this is how your models are, and this is how you can really optimize them for the future purpose as well. So that's it, folks, from my side, and thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Vishwas, for the wonderful talk. And thanks, everyone, for attending. We conduct such events every week. You can check out those events on meetup.com and register for those. We hope to see you in next upcoming events. Thanks all for joining.
Yeah, thank you, folks. Thank you. We'll end the broadcast now.